today I will show you how to go from an empty OBS screen to a fully set up stream that's ready for you to press go live. I've made countless OBS tutorials in the past, and in most of them I've been using Streamlabs for the chat on screen, for the alerts. We always set it up on the Streamlabs website, then imported it into OBS to get our alerts on screen. And now just a week ago, Streamlabs contacted me about their new plugin, which basically combines everything that people have been using from Streamlabs to import into OBS Studio, and they made a plugin from it. And in this video, I'm gonna show you everything that you need to know in order to go live and stream. We'll be doing OBS Studio settings, then adding all the graphics, adding your webcam, your game, adding alerts on top of that. For that part, we're gonna be using the Streamlabs plugin. Maybe for the graphics, I need to check it out. I think they have themes available. They are sponsoring this video, but everything that we will be doing is completely free. And as I said, I've been talking about them for years. Now, if you haven't downloaded OBS Studio yet, you go to obsproject.com. You can download it there. So this is the empty OBS Studio window. Let's make it full screen. And when you start this up for the first time, then the auto configuration wizard will probably pop up. You can use this and it will do some things for you, but it won't be perfect. Now, what I'm gonna do now is give you a quick overview of what OBS Studio is like, what all these things are, because otherwise it will be hard to follow this tutorial. So let me give you a really quick but comprehensive overview. I've done this a few times in the past. On the bottom left here, you see the scenes and the sources. Now, the scenes, this can be, for example, starting soon, and these scenes act like folders that hold the sources here on the right. So in the in-game scene, for example, in the sources, then you can click on the plus icon and add game capture. For example, this is to add your game to the stream. There are some things to set up. I'm just gonna click OK now, and then now we have a source here, our game in the in-game scene. And if we go to starting soon, then it's still empty, scenes as well. And that's how the scenes work, as folders that hold all the sources. Now there is one level above this, and those are the collections. So on the top you can see scene collection, and if you click this, you will see that right now we are in untitled, but we can make a new scene collection and then, for example, call this streaming. And then you can make another collection and you can call this recording. And this is because your streaming layout will be different from your recording layout. Right now, for example, I'm recording my screen with this here, and I basically just have a scene with a display capture. I'm just recording my screen. So then let's say that tonight I want to start streaming. I will just click scene collection, go to streaming, and then boom, everything I've set up for streaming will start to load, and we will be working in the streaming scene collection right now. Now, all these separate things here that you see on the bottom, these are docs, and I just messed up my docs because I have tabs here now. So a way to fix this is click one of them and then drag the title, and I will have it separately. So now I can just reposition. The sources were here. So we have scenes, we have sources, and then audio mixer. And so what I was gonna say is you can grab this audio mixer doc here, but let's say you mess anything up or you want something extra, you can go to docs on the top, and there you can disable or enable them. So we're almost finished with the overview of OBS. There's a few things. So here you see the audio mixer. Here all your audio will come, like your microphone volume, your game volume, your desktop volume. There are ways to separate all your audio sources. That's too much for this video. Whatever scene you're in on the left will be displayed here and will be on the stream. And then the last thing here on the right are the settings. It's a pretty big thing. They will determine the quality of your stream. I will set it up together with you. So this was the overview of OBS. What we'll be doing right now is install the Streamlabs plugin. Then we will do the settings here on the right in order to get a quality stream. And after that, we will set up a bunch of sources and also scenes so that you can add graphics, you can add alerts, you can add your game, your webcam, your microphone, all that stuff. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is download the Streamlabs plugin for OBS Studio. We're gonna click on download the plugin. I will link this in the description. You will find everything I discuss in the description below. So once it's downloaded, we're gonna run it. Now, once the Streamlabs plugin has been installed, you have to restart OBS Studio. And then a few things have changed. So on the left, we have the recent events now. This is extremely handy. You can also manage your alerts here, the sound. You can restart the session for your stream labels. So if you want the top donator to be the one from today, then you just restart the session. You can reload widgets when anything's going wrong. And then on the right, we have the Streamlabs chat. However, the biggest change is on the top, we can click Streamlabs, and I've logged in already. You will have to log in with a Streamlabs account. You can link it to YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. And then once it's installed, on the left, you have a bunch of stuff, and one of it is overlays. You can also add a filter. You can filter on free and animated. And then on the right, you can sort by popularity. I've done it already. There's a bunch of stuff you can check out. There's an animated kickback. I'm really curious for this, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna click on install overlay, and so it says I have to restart OBS, so let's do that. So once you've installed the kickback or any pack that will be part of their overlays, free or premium, we checked out free packs. Now they have a subscription, Streamlabs Ultra. Let's check check yes, included with Ultra. There's a bunch of stuff included in that subscription, not only the overlays. In today's video, I want to keep things free. If you want to check it out and see if it's something for you, I will add a link in the description. This here is an overview of most things it includes. They have a clip creator, you get the pro version in Ultra. You can make vertical clips of your gameplay. They have software to record group conversations, a podcast editor, video collaboration software, and also not unimportant, you get 20% on Logitech G stuff. So if you're in the US, this might be worth it for you. But anyway, we have all our stuff here. And now to understand what we installed or how to set this up, you need an understanding of these sources, what they do, and we will go over this. I will tell you how to set up a pack or how to install your own stuff. But before setting up these graphics and adding a bunch of stuff, I want to go over the settings. And honestly, the settings are pretty simple. In the general tab, there's not really much you need to know. This might be useful. Here you can disable snapping. If you're trying to align elements, move it closely to a border without touching it. Then next in the stream tab, this is where you link to your account. Right now we're going to the next tab, the output tab, and on top we're gonna change the output mode to advanced. And the only tab we need right now here is the streaming tab. So I'll just go over it from top to bottom. It's pretty simple. First thing you want to do is you want to enable Twitch VOD track if you stream on Twitch. So our stream audio will go to track 1 and then our VOD audio will go to track 2. I will later explain what this means. Now the video encoder, this is really important. If you have an AMD GPU, select this one, and NVIDIA GPU, select this. If you don't have either, select the last option, but most people will get one of these. I'm gonna select NVIDIA right now. Most of the settings will be very similar. You can just follow this explanation. Now as a rate control, select CBR. This stands for constant bitrate, and the bitrate is what we need to set up below, and this is the amount of data we're sending to the streaming servers each second, and then they redistribute across all your viewers. This is the basic image of how this works, and so what you set up here is dependent on your internet speed. So just do an internet speed test with any service that you want. Mine just finished, and what you need is your upload speed. I'm not gonna go in depth on this, it's very simple. Just take your calculator, enter your upload speed, and then multiply this by 700. And so this here is the maximum bitrate that I could handle in order to stream. However, 29,000 is way too high. So let's go back to OBS. We need to choose our bitrate here, and pretty much the highest you want to enter here is 8,000. If you stream on YouTube, they accept higher bitrates. 10,000 might be good here. However, you need to keep into account what result you got. If your result looks something like this, below 8,000, then just enter the number that you got right here. So 10,000 for YouTube, 8,000 for the rest. And if your result was lower than any of those two, then enter the result that you got by calculating our upload speed available for streaming. I will enter 8,000. The keyframe interval, you want to set this to 2 seconds. Then the preset, for now we're gonna set it to P6. I will come back on this later. The tuning, don't touch it. Multi-pass, 2-pass, quarter resolution. Don't touch the profile, don't touch these here, and basically don't touch the rest. So the only variable option here right now is the preset. If you finish this whole video, you finish the settings, you finish the graphics, and they do a test stream. If your PC cannot handle it, then this is the option that you want to lower. So 7 is the highest quality, 1 is the lowest. You start from 6 and then you check your PC. If it's too hard, you go to 5, you go to 4. Lower than 4 isn't recommended, but if your PC can't handle it, you will have to. So next we go to the audio tab. You want to set the sample rate to 48. Then your desktop audio, you set this to default, and what this will do is copy whatever is set up right here. So this will probably be your headphones, for example. And so in this case, anything that's being sent to your headphones will also be sent to the stream. So that's your game sound, your music that's playing. And then is your mic audio 1 here. You just select your microphone. In my case, it's the Beacon mic. By the way, a really good microphone. It is expensive, but it's a USB mic. I didn't set up anything in terms of settings. My voice is just like it sounds out of the box. I really love this microphone. I will link it below if I don't forget, but it is a premium microphone. I will also link my best budget option. I will link a few options in the description so you can choose whatever your budget is. And this is all you need to set up right here. Your 48, your headphones here, and then your microphone. And then we can go to the video tab. This is very simple, 1080p. 1080p and 60. Then the next step is the hotkeys. I'm not gonna go over all of these, but you can read some stuff here. Now, to be fair, only these here are the basic ones. All the rest are just options based on whatever scenes or sources we have added. Since we have a bunch of scenes and sources here, there's options for all of them. For example, to mute the audio of a source, to hide the source from the stream, reappear. The basic ones are things like a keybind to stop streaming, start streaming. And besides this, I don't think we need to change anything. If these settings aren't similar to mine, screen, just change them. And the rest here is some stuff for recording. We can click on OK. This one's really quick, but it's everything you need to know in terms of the settings, of course. Next is setting up these graphics. So that's overlays, your game, your webcam, alerts, very important. Now I went back to an empty OBS screen because everyone's gonna set up different graphics, choose a different overlay. I don't want to focus too much on that. What I want to focus on now is two things. All these things here, what they mean, how you can set up your stream, and then also setting up the alerts, because that's gonna be very important. So what we're looking for is the alerts, and it's all under widgets. The event list, so this is recent follower, top donation. Then the alert box is obviously alerts for new follower, new donation. Then the chat box, this is to have your chat on the screen live. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. You can go through this. You have a follower goal, viewer count, all that stuff. What I want to set up now is alert box. I'm gonna click on add. If I close this right now, there's an alert box being added on the screen, and so this will show all our alerts when they are coming in. If you want to test what it looks like right now, you go to Streamlabs. Let's move this a bit. Okay, like this, because then on the menu you can see test events. You can click on this, for example, Twitch, follow, and then let's see. Okay, this is what it looks like, and whoa, these are alerts that I set up years ago probably. So for you, these will be the basic alerts. I'm not gonna show you how to set up the whole thing, but I will show you the basics. Whatever is shown in this red box here, whenever you get an alert, that is decided by the settings right here under alert box, and for that they will send me to their website. And then these are all the settings for the alerts, how you want stuff to appear on top of an image, under an image. Then you go to specific ones, change the GIF that's being displayed, change the sound, all that stuff. I can't go over all of this right now. I did make a tutorial on this in the past, and it seems like most of this stuff is kind of the same, so the video might be up to date. I will link it in the description. If my video is not up to date, there will be a bunch of stuff on YouTube available for Streamlabs alerts, and then whatever you set up will appear in this alert box. And then what you could do right now is add a new scene. For example, in game, we'll set up that scene. Now you have an empty scene again, the in game. We can go to Streamlabs, to alert box, click on add, and then boom, the widget is added right here as well. This will display the same thing. You can choose a new position. For example, for in-game, you can make it appear here. Then for your other scene, which might be the starting scene, for example, you can make it appear here. And then as you can see, both will have a different position, different size. And the same thing can be done for these other widgets. For example, event list, you click on add, boom, it's being added, and these are the basic events, I think. So this will just show whatever is happening, a recent follower, a recent donation. And if I click back on Streamlabs, the same widget will probably be editable on the website. And yes, exactly, you can customize it right here. There are beautiful ones on top, but I assume these will be part of Streamlabs Ultra. Under widgets, let's select alert box. Let's also select event list and maybe chatbot, install theme. Okay, I do have it available here on the top right. I'm gonna simulate an event to check this. So on the menu, you can see test events. On the widgets page, you can also test events. Let's try follow on Twitch. All right, it appeared right here, the video nerd follow. Let's test a subscription event. I want to see it changing here on the top right. Let's keep looking at it. Okay, it does animate. All right, this seems to be working. We also installed the alerts. That's the last thing I want to check before adding other graphics. Test event, Twitch, follow. It should appear here. Ooh, that looks nice. All right, so we have our events, we have our alerts. If you want to add your game, then you click on the plus icon. Now for capturing your game, you basically have three options here. And actually, let me go over these because you will have to know what all of these mean. I'm gonna skip over some because the explanation would be too long or maybe too in-depth. We will stick to the basics. So on top, application audio capture. This is to separate sources in your mixer. So if you're adding your desktop volume, so your headset, for example, as the audio device, then all your audio will appear on the stream. Your music, your game, everything. But let's say you just want to capture your game or just your music, or maybe you want to capture both separately. But with this, you can select an application, for example, Chrome, and then this will capture the audio of Chrome and not of your whole PC. So this way you can change the volume of this one program, Spotify, your game, anything else, Discord, and it won't affect what you hear. It will only affect what your stream is hearing. Now, if you do this, very important, go to your audio and don't select your desktop audio here. Either you select your headphones here and then all your PC audio will be going to the stream, or you disable this and then you add all your audio separately here by adding an application audio capture, and then you have to do it in all your scenes. Very, very useful, but it can be confusing. Now next, audio input capture. This is the same as the audio settings, but just for this scene. So if I add my microphone right here, then the microphone will be active in this scene, but when I switch the scene, the microphone will be gone. Whereas if you go to the settings and then to the audio tab, if you add your mic right here, it will be in every scene. Then the next thing, audio output capture. This is the the same for output devices. Next we have browser. This is very simple yet very in-depth. This is to add a URL. And so this is basically what the alert box is doing. So we added the alert box with the Streamlabs plugin, but if you double click it, this is a browser source and it adds the URL from the Streamlabs website. And this is to grab anything that's being displayed. Some tools, like for example the Streamlabs alerts, will be showing your alerts on a specific URL, and then you import that URL in a browser source in OBS Studio, and then whatever is entered as a URL will be displayed, in this case a web page. And you can take this literally. If I go to tvnshop.com, which is my mousepad website that I just launched, and I click on OK, it will literally go to the website. Now you can't interact with this, I can't scroll, so I can't show you the other designs. We're working on a lot, by the way. You can check it out. It will definitely be linked below. Now next is color source. This is just adding a plain color on your stream. Then display capture, game capture, gonna skip it for now, quickly do the rest and then come back because the gaming is important. Image, this is just adding an image from your PC on your stream. Slideshow is a slideshow of images. Media source, this is adding a video. You click on OK, you just select the local file and then the video will be playing. This is how you add animated overlays, for example. If you download an overlay and it's animated, you have to add a media source, then you locate it and then you enable loop, because when the animation of the overlay is finished, then it will restart again and it will keep looping. That's how they are designed, but you have to enable loop here. Okay, then scene. I think I explained it before, but maybe I've cut it out of the video. So in that case, I will re-explain. This is to add an existing scene in this scene. The reason to do this is if you want to add something similar to a bunch of different scenes and you want to be able to change it. So for example, you can make a new scene and then you can add something you want to display. For example, tvnshop.com, shameless self-promo, but I mean, it's for the video. And let's say you want to promote this on the top of your stream, but whatever you want to show on top sometimes changes. In that case, you rename the scene, you call it promo, for example, and then in another scene, the in-game scene, for example, you click on plus, you click on scene, then you select this promo scene, and then boom, what is displayed here will be the whole scene. So let's make it full screen again, because now you can add this to a bunch of scenes, and then if you want to make changes, you want to change this to TVN, you click on OK, you can just reposition this, rescale this, and if you go to in-game, then it will also be changed there because you're just importing the whole scene. This is really useful for some cases. Now, what is left? We have text. I just showed this. It's to add text. If you want to add scrolling text, it can be in depth, but I'll show it really quickly because many people are interested in this. So you make a text source, you enter some text, you click on OK, and then you right click it, you go to filters, you click on the plus icon, you select scroll, click on OK, and then now you set up a horizontal speed. So you increase it a bit, then it will be horizontally scrolling, and then you just click on close. And now you have this right here, but look at this. It will just stitch together, and when the text ends, it restarts again. So you double click the text, and then what you want to do now is you just want to add spaces here, however many you need. Click on OK. Let's make this a bit smaller. And so this way you can make it scroll from left to right, for example. This is really handy. You can fit this within a graphic, add more spaces to the whole width, for example. So if you calculate correctly, you can make it go from one side of the screen to another. This is really useful. Let's change this to tvnshop.com to be a bit more shameless. And then of course, as you can see, it's very, very slow. So you can go to filters, you can just increase the speed a bit, and then boom. Now it's much quicker and it'll keep going the whole stream. Now, two things left: adding your webcam and adding your game. The webcam is very simple. You just add a video capture device and then right here you select your webcam. There's a bunch of virtual webcams here, but this is how you do it. You will get your webcam, you can reposition it, position it in the corner, for example. And something important to know, besides rescaling your webcam, you can also hold Alt on your keyboard and then you can cut off a side. So for example, you can do it like this and then you can be vertical, making yourself pretty big without taking up too much space in the middle of your game, for example. And then speaking of game, the last thing we want to add is our game, and there are 3 ways to add this. I think I mentioned before, but I'm not sure. You have display capture, game capture, and then window capture. The best way is always to go game capture. However, sometimes there are games that aren't supported by game capture and you will get a black screen. For example, CSGO, maybe now it's updated, but back in the day and maybe also now, you can't capture it with game capture, so you have to go with window capture. With window capture, you select a window or a program on your PC and that will be displayed in OBS Studio. But if window capture or game capture don't work, you want to go with display capture, and this will capture your whole screen. You just select your monitor, monitor 1, monitor 2. I'm not sure how many monitors you have, but whatever you select is what will be displayed in OBS. But this is very resource intensive and you want to avoid this, unless of course you want to make screen recordings like I'm doing right now. I'm using display capture to capture my whole screen, but the best first option is game capture, and what you do is you select capture specific window, and then as the window you choose your game if there's one running, and then that will capture your whole game, and that is the absolute best way. Now when you're done setting everything up, you might want to check your audio to make sure if it's working, if your mic is sounding good. I think we might have selected my mic here with the separate capture, but anyway, you just select the three dots, you go to advanced audio properties, then you locate your microphone, and then you change the monitor mode to one of these two. Now if you select this and you can't hear it in your headphones, now what you need to do is go to the settings, to audio, and then here under advanced change the monitoring device to your headphones. Whatever device is displayed here as a monitor device, let's go back to the advanced audio settings, that device will play whatever source you are sending to the monitoring. I'm gonna turn this off now. One last important thing, really important actually, let's go to the settings. What we set up before in the output tab is here the audio tracks. Our stream is audio track 1, and then our Twitch VOD is audio track 2. You can see that in the audio mixer. If you go to the advanced audio settings again, we change the monitoring here, but on the right you will see audio tracks, and here you can choose what is going to track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is enabled by default. What you can do then is choose your music source here. Make sure it goes to track 1, which is a stream, but then disable it for your VOD track. This way, when your Twitch VOD is being saved, it won't have music because you deselected track 2 here. All the rest is going to track 2, so it's going to the VOD. The music isn't. And that way you can download the VOD and then use it to edit. Now, one of the next videos I will be uploading is a very important one for people who want to stream. It's an audio filters tutorial. It's to make your microphone sound better. Take a cheap microphone, make it sound like this one. It actually works. There's a bunch of filters you can add to OBS Studio, to an audio source. To your microphone you can add all of these filters. I will go over all of these in depth. It's a really important video. I have versions from previous years. I will link them in the description, but I will upload an updated one in a few weeks, so definitely look out for that. Thanks a lot for Streamlabs for sponsoring this video. They have an amazing service. I've been using them without this plugin. The only thing the plugin does is bring everything into OBS Studio. They are great even if you just use them for alerts. Everything discussed will be linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day.